So me and my mate, right, we're talking, and it's near Halloween, right, and we're talking about what costumes we're gonna wear, and I think that year I was gonna be Deadpool, and I said to my friend, so what are you planning as going as this Halloween? And she said, I'm thinking of going as a island just off the south coast of Italy. And I went, oh, don't be so silly. Why are you not laughing? That's a great joke. So Acqua di Parma is one of the more underrated um, fragrance houses of the world in the community. Certainly not in sales or in everyday life. Actually, Acqua di Parma is very well loved, but in the fragrance community, it's actually not that talked about, which is unusual. One of their most popular lines is the Bleu Mediterraneo line. Listen, my Italian is literally just going to be pretty atrocious throughout this video. Please, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but let's carry on. So the Bleu Mediterraneo line, the Blue Mediterranean line is known for what Acqua di Parma in general are known for, which are citrus, kind of light florals, bergamotto, Arencia da Capri, Fico di Amalfi, which is actually a ridiculously beautiful fragrance and one that I will definitely get around to reviewing sometime. All of these are really great citrusy light fragrances, and this one, which I can pronounce, and I actually really love saying the name of this fragrance, Mandorlo di Sicilia, is kind of like the black sheep of the Bleu Mediterranean line, because Mandorlo or Mandorla in Italian is almonds, and that is about half the story. This is an almond and vanilla based fragrance, which is quite off the cuff for Acqua di Parma. In the realm of what they do. They've now gone on to do things like the oud, ombre, leather, quercia, which are darker fragrances, but this one was kind of their first jump into the deep end when it came to heavier scents, and it's absolutely paid off for them. So let's go for the presentation. Presentation is great, but it's confusing. All the Blue Mediterranean fragrances look the same, and that's fine until you get to this one, because this one is quite sparingly different from the rest of that line. And you could blind buy this, or you could pick this up thinking, oh well, it's going to be citrus and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to be punched in the face because you're going to be getting something very, very different. So I'm actually going to give this a 3 out of 5 for presentation, because I think it should have been a little bit different, but that's me just maybe potentially being a little bit nitpicky. So with the scent, sometimes simple execution is the best, and this takes the concept of vanilla and almonds, which in this day and age usually means thick and cloying and overly sweet. You look at some of the Montal fragrances, some of the Mancera fragrances. You look at a lot of modern companies that are using vanilla, and it is this deep, sickly, sweet, syrupy smell. But this is a completely different direction from that, and it's worked out brilliant. It's a very light vanilla that comes off as a sort of like I said, Easter eggs, or like a very light and fluffy vanilla ice cream. But as it dries down, it actually has a bit of a floral tinge that really kind of beefs up and gives gravitas to the sweetened vanilla-y smells, which I think is very, very good and very clever, and that really works out. But yeah, it's a light, airy, spacious vanilla. You can move around it. You can move around in the world wearing this, not feeling as though it's bringing you down. It's actually uplifting, and because of that, summer's fine. You can wear this in the summertime, especially summer nights. Another big thing to point out is that if this was worn by a woman, it would be beautiful. In fact, honestly, if there was a woman who I was quite attracted to and she was wearing this, Well, that would be that, basically. Really, really beautiful. So because of that, it's a genderless fragrance. Women do not have to be worried about it. It can work in absolutely equal measure. That, along with the fact that it's a natural, very natural smelling fragrance, you know, I do enjoy it when vanilla smells like what vanilla is supposed to smell like, and etc. And it really does have that to a T. This smells like it's been, you know, naturally made rather than in a factory. With that and all the things that I've said previously, I am more than comfortable with giving this a 5 out of 5. If you're a fan of sweet fragrances, and if you are a fan of vanilla, this is, you know what, I could even say to you that this would be a blind buy for you, potentially, if you're open to the idea of a vanilla that isn't intoxicatingly deep. Projection is fantastic, 4 out of 5, really, really good, but not too much, and because of those pockets of air within the fragrance, you aren't going to choke anybody out, you're fine. But it still has a very notable and very bountiful projection. You will definitely get a scent cloud. People will be able to smell around you, and people, I do believe and do honestly think that people will enjoy the smell of what you're wearing. Longevity, not so much. I'd say 8 hours, which is surprising. 8 hours or less, should I say, which again is a hefty amount of time, but surprisingly not what you'd expect from that. So I'm happy to give that, again, a 4 out of 5. I think that this is the highlight. This is an absolute highlight of Acqua Di Parma's work so far. Really, really great, solid fragrance, and a magnificent alternative to deeper smelling sweet fragrances. You know, you've got the New Harlems of the world, you've got the Roses Vanille, you've got Spiritus Double Vanille, and they're all very intense and very dark, but this one is a great, great break from that. So I really love it. I'm happy wearing it, and I am happy to recommend it to you. Mandorlo Di Sicilia is getting a 5 out of 5 from me. Hope you enjoyed this review and hope you got the information that you were looking for. Until next time, I'm the Fragrance Press, and I'm out.